Race friends, they're back together again. Live from Daytona Beach, Florida, it's Scratch with a K. And live from Las Vegas, it's Alan Michaels. Right here, right now, on the flagship station, the WCOBM TV network. It's on Pit Road Racing.
Happy Thursday afternoon for you, man. It is 4 o'clock back here, or 3 o'clock back here on the West Coast, 6 o'clock on the East Coast. Scratch with the K's down to Daytona Beach. We're going to join him in just a couple of minutes. Coming up on today's show, SVG, Shane Van Ginsbergen, is going to join us at about 3:30 this afternoon. What a great guy this guy was. A lot of fun to talk with him. And we think you'll enjoy the interview that we got picked up for you. On Pit Road Racing, doing it right here at the WCOBM studios, downtown Las Vegas at 450 Fremont Street. The show airs each and every Thursday afternoon. Everybody starting at 3 p.m. And we stream it live from the WCOBM.TV network and along on our Facebook channels, YouTube, LinkedIn, X, formerly Twitter. We've got it just about everywhere that you can possibly put it. Just search On Pit Road Racing and find your favorite source. Our show partners out there, the Gene Woods Racing Experience, located right here at 450 Fremont Street. Right across the building from where we're at is the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame. Then the go-kart track is in the middle. Then we're on the far side of that, all secured in our bunker right here. More information about the track, gokartslasvegas.com, everybody. That's where you can get it. It's a 12,000 square foot indoor drift track, all right? Our good friends at Woods Family Sandwiches, wfsandwiches.com. They do a lot of catering for us here at the Gene Woods Racing Experience. If you need some sandwiches, deli meats, platters, all kinds of great food out there, man, Gene Woods Racing Experience, along with the Woods Family Sandwiches. World Wide Web at wfsandwiches.com. The Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, man, that is our nonprofit here that we work with. And just to let you know, we provide new shoes. They're called hard shoes for needy men and women and children all around the Las Vegas, California areas, and Arizona too. Positive and health development is what it's all about. Right here they are. I've got them. The hot shoes are sitting right here in front of us. And if you'd like to take part of it, we have actually 4 $500 sponsorships. These are totally tax deductible, folks, that you can be on the program here, get your message across, and help put shoes on people. We have 4 of those left at $500, and we have 3 at $1,000. This partnership is totally tax deductible. We will provide all the information for you and get you set up and ready to go with that. Want to say hi to our good friends at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. NASCAR is coming back to town in just a couple of weeks, everybody. So we'll be out there. Our friends down at Atlanta Motorsports Park in hot Atlanta, Georgia, man. You want a great country club experience, drive some great cars. Log on to atlantamotorsports.com and check it out. And our good friends at Hammer and Harry's at 450 Fremont Street. They're located right there, man, where you can always get a $5 house margarita. Hey, race and weather brought to you by our good friends at Woods Family Sandwiches, 931 American Pacific Suite 106 in Las Vegas and the Henderson line. For more information about their great products and catering, wfsandwiches.com. Going to be a great weekend down in Texas. Coda Raceway is where the NASCAR guys are all heading to. Sunny skies on Friday, 74 degrees with a nighttime low about 44. Saturday for the Xfinity race, mostly sunny and a high about 73. Nighttime low dropping about 52. And for Sunday for the Cup guys, you're going to have sunny skies at 75, little nighttime cool down at about 51. Race and weather is brought to you by our good friends at Woods Family Sandwiches, 931 American Pacific Suite 106 right there in Las Vegas and Henderson area. Standing by down at Daytona Beach. He's my buddy, my partner. Right there he is up on the big screen. That's Scratch with a K from the Nut Shack Entertainment Studios in Daytona. Good afternoon to you, my friend.
How you doing today, Alan?
I'm hanging in there, buddy. I'm telling you, you know what? We talked this morning, and I know when we get to the end of the program here, you got some ranting to do. So I'm definitely going to let you rant. But before we do that, you got anybody you want to shout out to or say hello to today out there today, Scratch?
Do I have anybody I want to shout out to or say hello to today?
Yeah, man. On a good term?
On a good term? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't like anybody today. No.
Okay.
No, man, I'm going to shout out to my teammate, Nick Johnson, who got a what I thought was a win at Orlando Speed World. That's something we'll talk about a little bit later because you said we'd talk about it a little bit later, and I can't wait. But, yeah, I'm going to shout out to my boy Nick Johnson, my teammate in the CNL Towing, race team out there. He got what I would say was a victory in the flagpole race, right, although they gave him second. So that'll be part of my gripe a little later on. But I'm going to shout out to Nick because I'm going to be honest. He whipped that ass, man. He was way out in front. So.
Put it to him, did he, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah. But yeah, by my opinion, and probably everybody else's except for whoever was handing out the trophies and the money.
I did catch the video of you last night, man. You really did drive it too hard into the corner, bro.
Yeah, you think? I went into the corner and finished getting into the corner in 4. So yeah, I was a hell of a lot faster than those 4 cars, though. I got a little anxious and I couldn't help it. So
when you told me, you said, Alan, you got to watch this thing. You're going to watch how I took it in the corner. I really jammed it in there. And Diane and I were watching it last night. Diane got a good kick out of it. She goes, "My God, he's crazy."
Yeah, I was a lot faster than those guys. You know what I mean? I saw myself getting the second there, and unfortunately, I ended up in the group of people there versus clearing anybody or just bouncing off anybody. But yeah, it's tricky, man.
We'll get into it a little bit later on. So basically, basically Scratch with a K decided to go for wreckers or checkers or wreckers, one of the two. So anyhow,
that's how it is when you're racing in full contact racing, though, Alan. You bump a few, you get bumped a few times. Needless to say, you're getting a hammer and pounding out dents by the time you get ready to go race again the next time. It's
looking good. Hey, Scratch, take us around the track and tell everybody where everybody's racing at. I mean, Monster Energy and NASCAR is really the two big sports that have really got kicked on. But you've got a full schedule lineup. Tell everybody where everybody's racing at and when they're starting and all that good stuff, buddy.
Sure, I'm going to take you around the track because we have the AMA Monster Energy Supercross Round 8. Right here in Daytona Beach this Saturday, March 1st. It is the beginning of Bike Week tomorrow here in Daytona. So we got some motorcycle racing going on, which is going to be awesome. I'm hoping to make it out to the Supercross this year, being that I'm not going to be emceeing. So that should be a fun time out there. And I love racing. So we also got the flat track Thursday, March 6th and Friday, March 7th at the Royal Enfield Short Track at Daytona. The Daytona Flat Track that's located at the Daytona International Speedway, which is 1801 West International Speedway Boulevard, Daytona Beach. Let me put it this way. If you pull into Daytona and you don't see the Speedway, then you went the wrong way. Speedway East Coast, Action Park East, May 24th, Outlaw Nationals Round 1, Champion Speedway, May 3rd, Spring Classic, West Coast, Paris Raceway, April 20th is their opener. Fast Fridays in Auburn starts May 19th. 2025. Costa Mesa 55th year starts April 12th, 2025. Industry Hill Speedway, March 1st. Connor Pinhall Memorial Cup 9th Annual. Formula One Australia, that'll be March 14th through the 16th. IndyCar Firestone Grand Prix right over here in St. Petersburg. The streets of St. Pete, they'll be hosting that March 2nd, 2025. Green Flag at 12 o'clock. It can be seen on Fox on TV. NHRA March 6th through 9th. MLA Motor Oil. NHRA Gator Nationals. Once again, right up the street in Gainesville. And that should be a great time, too. It's always a good event. The NOS Energy Series March 2nd through March 3rd right here at Volusia Speedway Park. NOS Outlaw Late Model Series March 14th through 15th at the Smoky Mountain Speedway. We also have NASCAR back in action. The ARCA East, March 22nd, Five Flags Speedway. ARCA West, March 7th, Phoenix Raceway. The Trucks, Eco Save 200 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Friday, March 14th at 9 o'clock. Green Flags at 9:12. You can check that out on FS1 or on radio at Sirius XM. Xfinity Focus L250 there at Circuit of Americas this week. Saturday, they'll be kicking off at 2:30 p.m. You can watch that on the CW or listen on PRN or Sirius XM. The Cup cars, they'll be at Echo Park, Texas Grand Prix, Circuit of the Americas, Sunday, March 2nd. That is at 3:30. You can check that out on Fox, PRN, and Sirius XM as well. And we spoke with Shane Van Gisbergen about that. So when we get to when we bring him up in a little while, we'll get to talk to him about, I'm going to tell you right now, my favorite to win that one this Sunday.
There you go. I figured you'd be locked and loaded into it. All righty. We're going to take our first quick break right here, man. Good to pay a bill or two. When we come back, Scratch and I'll dip into a little bit of motorcycle racing news and updates. And we've got all the latest from NASCAR. Scratch, I got to ask you a question. I sent you that thing. Did you catch that out? The Dale Earnhardt Jr. is seriously thinking about taking a trip to Eldora. We'll talk all about that, all coming up on Pit Road Racing with SVG coming at the bottom of the hour right here in Las Vegas. Back after this in 60 seconds, everybody.
This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is blood, sweat, and tears. This is the loudest party on earth. This is family and tradition. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The Pennzoil 400 returns March 14 through 16. Get your tickets now.
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
Down here and scream them around, man. Wish you didn't have those weddings to do in 2 weeks, buddy.
Me too, brother. Me too. You don't think I'd rather be in Las Vegas going racing with you than DJing a wedding? Come on, man.
Well, Diane and I have already did this, so you might as well just plan it right now. Okay. So go ahead and look into it. We pretty much know when the schedule is going to be. I mean, it might be here or there, but so just when you get to the second week of March next year, don't book anything because you're coming to Las Vegas. I'm buying the plane ticket. I got a place for you to stay. You bring your lady along. We're going to drink some beers. We're going to eat some good food, and we're going to go racing. Okay. So just automatically just take it out. All right. And
you're going to try to get revenge on me at Gene Woods Racing Experience, aren't you?
You bet I am, buddy. I'm coming after you.
Look how you perked up. See, this is what it's all about. I know.
Okay. Hey, if you got it pulled up, I got the intro, and you take us from there. Hey, motorcycle news and information. This segment brought to you by the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, celebrating and preserving the memories of great motorcycle racers and the motorcycle industry's icons, past and present. If you'd like more information and how you can donate on to that and do that, in fact, I'll just tell you while Scratch is doing the motorcycle news, let's just pop this little banner here that will tell you all the information you need to know. Scratch, tell us all about the Monster Energy Series. Round number 7 got kicked underway, my friend.
That's right. Round number 7 of the Monster Energy Supercross Series moved to the Motor City and Ford Field. Tight racing in the 250cc class saw Yamaha rider Hayden Deegan take the top spot. Cody Schock and Michael Moiseman round out the top 3. Deegan leads the 250cc class heading into round 8. Moving on to the big 450cc class, Copper Webb outlasts Ken Rosen and Chase Sexton to pick up the victory and holds on to a 3-point lead over Rosen. Round number 8 moves to Daytona International Speedway. That's right down the street here for round number 8. And it's the Monster Energy Supercross Series. And there's going to be some great Speedway motorcycle racing coming in March 1st with the 9th annual Connor Penhall Memorial. This segment was brought to you by the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, celebrating and preserving the memories of great motorcycle racers and the motorcycle industry icons, past and present. For more information, log on to the hotshoehalloffame.com.
Right there it is. And just so you know, Connor Penhall was the son of Bruce Penhall. Okay, yes. Bruce Penhall was a famous Speedway motorcycle, U.S. champion, world champion, and eventually moved on. He was the guy that replaced Larry Wilcox in the TV show Chips. There you go.
I've seen probably every episode of Chips. I'm not going to lie. I love Chips.
Good show, man. It was a good show. And, of course, we lost Connor, so they do this memorial race every year. So Gene's been up to it a couple of times, said it's a lot of fun, a lot of good times out there. In fact, while we're doing that, let's do a little quick bit with the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame. When we come back, we'll talk NASCAR racing news. Scratching down in Daytona, Alan here in Las Vegas on Pit Road Racing Thursday edition. Back right after this, everybody.
Welcome to my world. Handicapped man down at a charity feed. Great spread this morning. God, it was horrible. But it made what I needed to happen. Then I had these people that stopped and said, hey, you want some shoes? I said, yeah, I was going to need to get some anyway. So might as well. And if it really comes to fruition, help them buy more shoes so that we can help more people. I'm not we, but you know what I mean. Hell, might as well. There's nothing wrong with helping someone.
This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is blood, sweat, and tears. This is the loudest party on earth. This is family and tradition. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The Pennzoil 400 returns March 14th through 16th. Get your tickets now.
Tickets are up and ready to go for you. I'm looking forward to it, man. I wish you're going to be. I think it's going to go see some crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Going to be
I keep getting to watch these. and then keep thinking about not coming out there.
Going to be the NASCAR press luncheon next week, next Wednesday. Scratch goes Crab Shack over at Caesar's Palace. Special guests, and we're going to get the interviews from him. The champ's going to be the champs are going to be in the house. From Hendrick Motorsports, Kyle Larson will join us. And from Penske last year, how about it? Ryan Blaney, too. So we'll have interviews, and we're going to be airing those on the Saturday edition when we go to the Speedway coming up there. So
how about that? They're no slouches. They're champs.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to tell you right now. I think Kyle Larson, as far as talent goes, I think he's the best racer in the United States right now. And I'm going to tell you my theory and why. A, he can drive NASCAR. A, he can drive IndyCar. C, he can drive World of Outlaws, the modifieds. I mean, the only thing that I haven't seen him in was an F1 car or a drag car. So if that ever would happen, but I really do scratch. I think he's the best talent we got. And I'd even call him top 5 in the world right now. Oh, yeah. He's tough.
Well, I mean, he's proven to be able to win in, just about anything he gets in.
I liked him when
everything he's gotten in so far, except an IndyCar. But he was there was talk before Indy that he could have had a shot at winning it, and he did all right for a little bit there. He had I think a late race pit problem or something that happened, if I remember right. But
he was cooking. I'm telling you, he's. I mean, remember when NASCAR suspended him, right? Because of all the verbal stuff on the E-racing or I-racing or whatever. So he goes over and he rows to the dirt. He enters 103 or 104 events, and he wins 88 out of 104.
Right. Well, I mean, like I said, he's definitely proven that he can win, and he's a Cup champion. I mean, I definitely won't take anything away from him.
I like him, man. I like him. I
got respect for guys that can go and race and win in anything.
There you go. We're going to kick off. I'll start with the trucks, and I'll lead you into the Xfinity. The segment brought to you by Las Vegas Motor Speedway, LVMS.com. NASCAR returns to Las Vegas March 14th, 15th, and 16th. The trucks, the Xfinity, the Cup Series at America's Racing Showplace. The loudest party on earth is right here. Tickets are available at LVMS.com. Past week, Atlanta Motor Speedway, race number 2, pole center. Connor Mozak wins the pole for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series in Atlanta for the FR8208. Kyle Busch was your winner of the race in Kyle Busch wins it in his first of the season, 8th at Atlanta, his 67th career. Sheldon Creed, who he and Busch really battled down that stretch. I mean, it was close. Takes second. Tyler Akram third. Bladley Curry fourth, and Chandler Smith round out your top 5. So far, scratching the points for the Truck Series after Atlanta. Corey Helm is up on top with a win, then followed by Grant Enfinger, Ty Majeski, Chandler Smith, Ben Rose, Gio Ruggiero, Stuart Friesen, Daniel Hemrick, Jake Garcia, Jake Wood, rounding out of the top 10 right now. Bailey Curry and Tanner Gray are all setting back, along with Lane Riggs, Tyler Aiken, and Caden Honeycutt. Speaking of them, coming up, Scratch, when we go to Las Vegas Motor Speedway on that Friday, we've got the entire Nice Motorsports team all coming in. Ross Chastain, Honeycutt, all of them are coming in, so we'll have them in studio right there, all right? How about the Xfinity, my friend? Tell us all about it.
Yeah, well, the pole sitter, Jesse Love, he wins the pole at 174.724 miles an hour, coming fresh off his Daytona win. In dominant fashion, the 21 Austin Hill won the Bennett Transportation and Logistics 250 Xfinity race at Atlanta Speedway. Hill has won 5 of the last 6 races in Atlanta. Justin Allgaier charged to a second on the final lap, passing Eric Almirola. On the front stretch, Sammy Smith and Nick Sanchez rounded out the top 5. The driver standings as of right now, Xfinity Series playoff standings after Atlanta is Austin Hill in first with a win and 9 playoff points, regular season championship leader. Jesse Love is second with 1 win and 5 playoff points. Number 3, 0-0 of Sheldon Creed. And 4 is Justin Allgaier. 5th is Jeb Burton. 6th is Harrison Burton. 7th, Jeremy Clements. 8th, Sam Mayer. 9th, Carson Guapo. 10th, Matt Diabendetto. 11th, Sammy Smith. 12, Leland Honeymoon. And points below the elimination line, Taylor Gray, Ryan Sieg, Nick Sanchez, and Dean Thompson. And you want to take the cup? All right, the cup, the pole, Ryan Blaney with a speed of 179.371 miles an hour. Number 20, Christian Bell. He won the Am Better Health 400 NASCAR Cup Series race at Atlanta Motor Speedway. The win is his first win of the year, first at Atlanta, and his 10th career win. Top 5 was 77, Carson Hocevar. He finished second, but not without a little controversy. Followed by Kyle Larson, pole sitter Ryan Blaney, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Ross Chastain, Bubba Wallace, and John Hunter Nemechek. The standings as of now after Atlanta, which is race number 2 of 26. William Byron is in first, followed by Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney, Tyler Reddick, Austin Cindric ran out the top 5. In 6th is Bubba Wallace. 7th, Kyle Larson. 8th, John Hunter Nemechek. 9th, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Alex Bowman in 10th. 11th through 15 is Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin, Michael McDowell, and Carson Hocevar.
Back on here. I'll tell you that. Let me give you a shout out here. Number 70 car Xfinity Series, Leland Honeyman. He's racing for the Cope family racing team. That's Derek Cope's team, buddy.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, look at this top 12. He's in the right now in the playoffs. This is, we're not talking to me. We're not talking about Gibbs. We're not talking about Hendricks, but it's good to see Derek Cope get back into NASCAR. And coming out of 2 races, they had a good finish down. They had a good finish down in Daytona, a good finish here in Atlanta, man. In the top 12 right now, just 5 points back. Just 5 points. I'm dumped.
Yeah, they're plus 5. They're plus 5 in the playoffs. Hopefully they can grow on that. That'd be nice.
It certainly would. I was just so impressed with all that. It really was. Just to let you know, on the cut line back, Eric Jones, Riley Herbst, Ty Dillon, and Austin Dillon are the 4 on the bottom of the line right now. Segment brought to you by Las Vegas Motor Speedway, LVMS.com. NASCAR returns back March 14th, 15th, and 16th to the Trucks Xfinity Cup Series at America's Race and Showplace. It's the loudest party on earth, buddy, and we got it here this weekend. And don't forget, too, Scratch, not only we got the three big series running over that, but we got 2 nights over the dirt track. Going to have the sprint cars there on Wednesday night, and the big block modifieds will be slinging and flinging the dirt there on Thursday. Man, I am ready to go dirt racing. I don't know about you.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. It's funny because there's 2 enduro races that I'm going to run. One being at Citrus County Speedway, and then the other one is Tour of Destruction, and they run a bunch of, I've spoke on this before, they run a bunch of different tracks and stuff like that, and one of them is going to be Ocala, which is a dirt track, and I haven't ran dirt since I don't know. I wasn't very good at it, but this car's a front wheel drive, so maybe I'll be all right. But I'm ready to go dirt racing. That's what I'm saying.
You're all the point I was trying to make. Yeah. I got to pull the video up. First time we ever went to the sprint cars here.
Yep.
They got me a special spot. They said, you're never going to make it like that, man. You're going to, because they went and got me 2 trash bags. They literally wrapped me up in 2 trash bags, set me right smack down as I'm going into turn number 1.
Oh, yeah.
I had my camera. You remember those old shop goggles? You remember what I'm talking about, the old woodworking shop goggles? I had a pair of those things. I couldn't see. 3 laps. I was completely, I'll get the video, we'll get this video, put this up online. It was funny. I mean, I am completely covered in dirt. In 3 laps, they covered me in dirt. Real quickly, NASCAR president Steve Phelps, in a legitimate reason, is optimistic about adding a 4th car maker to the series. Now, here's what sort of got me about this. I think we talked about this. He's claimed that if another car maker wants to get in, it's going to be 9 figures for him to get in. And the problem of it is, he said nobody else is building a V8. Nobody's building a big block V8. Well, I think Dodge has already remedied that, because it looks like in 2026, Scratch, we've been saying, let them in, let them in, let them race. It looks like the Ram could be coming back, buddy. What do you think?
I love it. I missed it. I missed the Ram. I mean, I'm not saying like I'm a big Dodge fan or anything like that, but I'm saying I missed the Dodge being in the racing. You and I are in agreement that just if somebody's bringing something to the table, man, make it work or let them race. I think that's the way. That's, you want to get back to your roots. Although these aren't actual cars, you want to get back to your roots, though. They used to bring. Man, I think it was somebody back in the day brought one right on, damn near off the showroom, and ran to 500 in it.
They could take their own home cars and cut the fender wells, and the wives would get mad at the husbands for cutting the fender wells out, so that they could get let them in. Just let them in. It's not, you got the Ram truck.
It's so difficult. Let's make it happen.
Okay, you got the Challenger, you got the Hellcat. Figure it out. Like we said before, the only thing that's the difference between these cars are the front and the back clips on them. Everything else is the same.
Right.
I really think that if Honda develops a V8 motor, right? Don't they race V8 motors in IndyCar?
Yeah, I don't, you got me on what the issue would be. I mean, when, I thought, to be honest with you, I thought when Dodge was in before and then they opened the door to Toyota, I thought we were on our way. And then Pontiac, of course, went away. But I'm saying, I thought we were on our way. There's no, and most everybody's running Chevys anywhere.
Hey, Rusty Wallace.
I mean, that's the one that's got the most. But
Rusty Wallace ran a Dodge and won a lot of races in that Dodge. If I'm not mistaken, it was the Intrepid back then. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't like Dodge wasn't competing. I mean, they had Sterling Marlin. They had some other pretty good drivers out there. And Evernham starting it with, his teams. I don't see why Dodge wouldn't be back in there. I mean, they have some badass cars. Like you said, the Hellcat, I mean, they definitely have cars they can race NASCAR with. I'm glad to see them get back in the truck. I think that opens the door for the other series. I don't think you just bring your Dodge truck back and then don't race the rest of it. Yeah. I think that's a door opener, and then we go from there. But as far as other manufacturers go, I don't know why that door is not open yet, but they'll figure it out, or they'll just keep it out, or who knows, man. We'll have to wait and see. It's been like this for a while.
You talked about Ray Evernham, bringing back with Dodge. Do you know the first person that Ray Evernham teamed up with to bring Dodge back into NASCAR? You know the person's name?
I feel like I do, but I can't remember.
Well, I'll give you a hint. He owns this network. Gene Woods and Ray Evernham were the guys that developed what the Dodge was when the Dodge came back. And I
remember you telling me that story. That's why I knew, but I didn't remember.
It started in the Winston West series. We got pictures. I actually still got one of the cars, but we got pictures all over this place. Gene was also the first guy to ever land the Monster Energy brand as a national title sponsor before anybody ever had.
Yeah, I remember you and I had this discussion before. As soon as you said it, I was like, oh, that's why I felt like I knew who it was, but I didn't remember.
You see the news out of you got the next story. You see the news. 2311 Racing announced that Corey Helm. Tell us about that.
Oh yeah, Corey Helm is going to be. He just signed a multi-year deal to join the team as 2311's first development driver. He's 22 years old, and he's going to continue as part of the Toyota Driver Development Program. And he'll also race multiple events throughout the season in the NASCAR Cup Series and the Xfinity Series. He's a 12-time winner in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, a winner of the season opening event at Daytona. Haim will also continue to serve as 2311's reserve driver.
Yeah. Before you go into the next story right there, a real quick update that came in and flashed out. Riley Herbst just signed a 6 or an 8 race deal with Joe Gibbs Racing. He will go back and run some Xfinity starting off at COTA this weekend. So some of the old people coming back, the big been a lot of talk. I've been hearing a lot of people scratch their heads about could Kyle Busch possibly go back to Joe Gibbs in that number 18 because Gibbs kept the number. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that, see how this finishes out this year.
That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Riley back to where he got started at. You got some information about the Motor Racing Network, which is MRN and PRN teaming up together. This is pretty cool. Check this out, folks.
It is. NASCAR's Motor Racing Network, MRN, and Speedway Motorsports Performing Racing Network, PRN, announced the creation of NASCAR Racing Network, NRN. Last Friday, the network kicked off its live coverage of the Craftsman Truck Series from Daytona International Speedway, with the season opening fresh from Florida 250, won by Corey Haim. Working side by side, MRN and PRN have built one of the largest radio networks in sports, delivering excitement of NASCAR racing to hundreds and thousands of race fans coast to coast, said Chris Swartz, Motor Racing Network's president. The NASCAR Racing Network builds on each other's strengths and creates a new path for us to elevate the NASCAR radio landscape for fans and stakeholders of the sport. The tough trucks of NASCAR turn their attention to Atlanta Motor Speedway for this Saturday's Freight 208. That's actually dated. Longtime fans of the Craftsman Truck Series may notice new voices, but will hear the same great coverage they have come to expect over the years, said Gary Horn, Performance Racing Network Senior Vice President and General Manager. We are thrilled to formalize a partnership that will strengthen both networks, allowing us to continue providing award-winning NASCAR coverage to fans nationwide. You can follow along all season as a NASCAR Racing Network races to crown a 2025 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series champion. All times are Eastern. The Echo Park, Texas Grand Prix Circuit of Americas is this Sunday, March 2nd, 3:30. And it will be on PRN and Sirius XM.
Yep. You got
this
it.
Segment,
go ahead.
This segment brought to you by Las Vegas Motor Speedway, LVMS.com. NASCAR returns to Las Vegas March 14th, 15th, 16th. Trucks, Xfinity Series, the Cup Series at America's Racing Showplay. Tickets and all the info at LVMS.com. I'll be here doing a wedding.
I know you will. Not next year, you won't, though. You won't be next year. I guarantee that. I guarantee it. If I got to fly to Daytona, drag you out of that state and bring you back here, I will.
Yeah, I believe you.
I got you. Hey, we still. You're going. No problem. So that's it. I get to go see Alan. I get to race go-karts. Alan and Diane. We bring Abby along. We're racing go-karts. We're drinking beer. We're having good food, and we're smelling and burning fuel and rubber. I love it.
I like it.
We'll take a quick break. When we come back, SVG will join us, man. We still got IndyCar and F1, NHRA, and the World of Outlaws. And, of course, our final chats today. Scratch gets the final word. The final rant today, all coming up of On Pit Road Racing. We're doing it. Alan here in Las Vegas. Scratch down in Daytona Beach, Florida. Coming back for you in just about 2 minutes with SVG, everybody.
Come on! What the Yeah! Oh, man! Woo! That is awesome!
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is blood, sweat, and tears. This is the loudest party on earth. This is family and tradition. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The Pennzoil 400 returns March 14 through 16. Get your tickets now.
Definitely ready to go as NASCAR's coming to town. The wildest party, and you're going to see it, man. And we're ready to go. Alan Michaels back here in Las Vegas, Scratch with a K down at Daytona Beach, working in the car. And standing by, our special guest is on the Gene Woods Racing Hotline. Our guest made his NASCAR Cup Series debut back in 2023 for the Grant Park 220 in Chicago for Trackhouse Racing's Project Number 91, where he became the first driver to ever win his first race ever since. Now, get this, ever since 60 years ago when Johnny Rutherford did it, okay? I mean, this is a record right there that is held up for a long, long time. He got himself into the Cookout Clash at Bowman Gray Stadium, man, finished up in a 9th position, but boy, he's been rocking and rolling. He now currently lives in Mooresville, North Carolina with his girlfriend, Jessica Dane, and their nice dog, Ronald, originally from Auckland, New Zealand. Will you please welcome the driver of the number 88 Chevrolet from Trackhouse Racing, Shane Van Ginsbergen. Shane, good afternoon and welcome to the show, buddy.
Hey, well, that was a big intro. Thanks for that. That's impressive.
Thank you very much. My first question, Scratch, can you hear Shane down in Daytona?
I can hear Shane.
Okay,
I can definitely hear Shane.
Ask the question, Scratch. Go for it.
All right. My question was, how did the other drivers, I mean, they kind of expressed how they felt, but to you, how did they feel?
Okay, Scratch, the line is dead. Shane, what Scratch was asking you, how did the other drivers feel and approach you after you won your initial race at the Grant Park in Chicago?
Yeah, everyone was awesome. It was obviously unexpected, but yeah, had a really good race. And then I remember afterwards, everyone was hitting me on the cool down lap and giving me the thumbs up, and coming to say congratulations after. So it was a really cool experience.
Fantastic. We had we put this up on our social media, and I had a question from one of our viewers, Michael D. here in Las Vegas. Shane wanted to know how the transition was from the racing that you did back in your area, moving in here to the States and getting into an Xfinity and eventually a Cup car. How was the transition?
Yeah, it's been huge and very difficult. The road course stuff, I'm fine. It's that's kind of normal, but yeah, just the ovals they're insane. There's nothing really in the world like it. So I've never experienced it, and I was on a real learning curve last year, and we really got better and better, and then this year trying to just keep building on that in the Cup Series. So I'm enjoying it. I'm really loving every week. But yeah, just got to keep getting better and start getting some results soon.
Have you been to Las Vegas yet, sir?
Yeah, twice, and I've had a terrible time. So, yeah, every time I've been there, I couldn't wait to leave. But it's a cool place. But yeah, at the races, it's been a tough one. So hopefully we can turn that around in a couple of weeks.
Well, it's definitely going to be a good one out here. Definitely looking good. We get a little backbeat. Let me take this out real quick. Okay, there we go. And so, what has been so far? What has been the biggest challenge for you, Shane?
Oh, the ovals, 100% the ovals. Just they're so different, as I said, to anything we've ever done. And yeah, like from the banking to the rubber to how long the races are and how much things evolve. It's ridiculous how difficult just two corners can be.
It's definitely projected weather here is going to be really nice. Looking down the road, it's supposed to be especially really nice here in Las Vegas. A cool day, sun's out, and of course you've been here, so you know right across the road is Nellis Air Force Base, where the jets are screaming in, screaming out. The fans are going wild and everything else. So I think we're going to have a really good event. Did you ever get a chance to explore Las Vegas when you were here, Shane?
No, we just sort of fly in and out, So it's I'm a bit of a country person growing up, so flying into Vegas is too many buildings and not enough grass for me. But it's a place I've never been anywhere like that before. But yeah, the track's awesome too.
Have you since you've got yourself in with a full year in Xfinity and then coming into the Cup season, have you got a track that you really like so far?
Yeah, I like Darlington. Darlington's really fun. Obviously, Chicago's good, and Sonoma. There's some great tracks, but I try and like all of them, so you can have that same sort of motivation every week and enjoy going to all of them.
There you go. How's the experience been coming from New Zealand here to the States and now settling in? You're residing in North Carolina in Mooresville. How's the experience been for you?
It's been good. It's changed. A long way from home. I would get pretty homesick, but I got to go back for a month over the Christmas break. It was summer down there, so that was nice. But yeah, I don't mind living here. It's pretty cool. We get to go to some cool places every week, and it's amazing how diverse the country is. Everywhere you go in the States, is the people are different, the towns and cities are different. I enjoy exploring it.
Have you got a chance to get into any of the local short tracks down in your area? I know that you got Hickory's down there, Concord Speedway up the road in Winston. Well, you've been to the Madhouse. You've been to one of the most famous short tracks there is. Let me ask you that. How was the experience at the Madhouse, man?
Yeah, it was certainly interesting. I enjoyed that too, like how amazing, passionate the fans were, and it was such a cool track. So I hope we can go back there next year and do that again. And I ran well as well. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, just the way the crowd felt like they were on top. It was like a Coliseum type feeling. It was really cool.
Yeah, it is. I came from that area. I used to live in Winston-Salem, spent a lot of time there, and every Saturday night, man, that was our place to go, was Bowman Gray Stadium and what they call the Madhouse there. And I mean, you got there, it was a packed house. I'm going to tell you, Shane, whether they're running NASCAR there or they're running the local series there, I'm going to tell you, that place packs out every single Saturday night out there. It is something else. Have you had a chance to get over to Hickory or any of the other short tracks yet to check out some local racing?
No, not really. We're kind of too busy with our own stuff. So I've been to Millbridge a couple of times, a little dirt track, but really just focusing on our stuff every weekend.
Okay, wrapping it up. We got a couple of minutes left. Shane, we've got a lot of young viewers that watch the show, and this thing goes out. It goes to 2.1 million followers around the world here. And we have a lot of young racers that come up. And I always ask our special guests, especially gentlemen like you that has put your time into it, any advice that you would give to young racers coming up, whether they want to race the stuff that you were racing, or rally racing, or getting into cup racing or anything? Could you give some words of encouragement and what the young folks need to be doing while they're coming up through the ranks?
Yeah, well, it's kind of cliche in some ways, but it's so true. You just need to remember why you started, because you love it. You gotta keep enjoying it, as you move up the ranks. Obviously, it gets more and more serious and professional, but at the end of the day, you're still racing cars. It's every kid's dream job, and you got to be thankful you're doing it. But yeah, just say to them, just love racing, keep having fun, and you're doing it because you want to, not because you have to. It's one of the best sports in the world, and anyone who gets to drive a race car is a lucky person.
Certainly has. Got about a minute left to go in this interview with you, Shane. Want to thank you so much for joining us. SVG's on the line right there. In fact, I want to make sure that everybody gets to see this so that they know that he was here with us today. And up on the thing right there is a nice big photo of SVG. In fact, I captured your Busch Light Pole Award back from Charlotte Roval back in 22. So that's up on the screen. Everybody knows. Shane Van Gisbergen is going to be coming to Vegas here pretty soon. The Cup Series is going to be back in action as the wildest party in town returns March 14th, 15th, and 16th. And you can see Shane and the whole crew for the Pennzoil 400 and presented by Jiffy Lube. Before I let you go, Shane, where can our fans and people that want to find out your social media, where they can chat to you, look at all the information, social posts, where can they find you at, sir?
Yeah, use it's Instagram and Facebook, just SVG97, my initials and number. But yeah, normally Instagram's the easiest way.
There you go. Any other final comments? Are you ready for Las Vegas this time around, my friend?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Finally, be nice to have a good race there. So can't wait to get there and look forward to seeing you there.
All right, Scratch, you got something you got to say?
Yeah, Alan, if he can't hear me, I want to make sure you transfer this to him, man. I am a huge fan of SVG because, as I've said in the past on this show right here, a man that can come in with the resume that he has and come in and win his first NASCAR Cup race, man. Me as a diehard race fan, he's got my vote, man. I'm rooting on him and Trackhouse all the way.
All right, Shane, I don't know if you heard Scratch. He's down in Daytona. We've had a little thing with our satellite hookup, but he just wanted to say he's a racer too. And he says, man, he is so glad that you're here in NASCAR. New breath, new life into the series, new guy into a car. And he wishes you the best of luck. And, man, go for that title run, Shane.
Oh, thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Thanks for having me on.
You certainly are. We'll see you here in Las Vegas. Thank you, Shane. Appreciate it, man. Shane Van Gisbergen joining us on the Gene Woods hotline right there. Scratch, what do you think, buddy? I'm telling you, he's a good dude, man.
This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is blood, sweat, and tears. This is the loudest party on earth. This is family and tradition. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The Pennzoil 400 returns March 14 through 16. Get your tickets now.
Looking good out there doing it for you.
Man, that was cool.
SVG, buddy, I'm telling you. You know what, Scratch? I think you might be right. I might have to head to the El Cortez this weekend and drop 20 on him. Man.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
It's a road course. I definitely would count on him. I'd bet on him every single time he's on a road course for sure. I can't wait till he gets those rowdy rounds, man. When he gets those figured out, he'll be something to mess with because a lot of respect for that guy. But that's my favorite for this week. That's who I'm picking. I'm just picking him right now. I'm going to tell you before we even get to the end of the show. And you're like, who are you picking? I'm picking SVG. Maybe I'm just fresh off an interview, you know what I mean, where I was sitting in front of my piece of junk. But, you know, I'm going SVG. Go bet on it.
All right. I'm going to get the IndyCar and the F1 stuff. You get ready for NHRA news coming up. And here we go. Segment brought to you by our partners at the Atlanta Motorsports Park. For more information, give them a call at 678-381-8527. The Atlanta Motorsport, it is the country club of motorsports. Snap-on founder and still-based Wisconsin company will serve as sponsor for the NTT IndyCar Series race at the Milwaukee Mile event coming up, announced on February 21st. The Snap-on Milwaukee 250 weekend is scheduled for Sunday, August 24th at the historic 1 Mile Oval in Wisconsin State Fair Park. It's a preliminary race for the 2025 that should serve as a thrilling chapter for the stretch run for the Astor Challenge Cup for the season championship. Founded in Milwaukee back in 1920, everybody. Snap-on has been a longtime partner, serving was a sponsor of Team Penske in the IndyCar racing program, and it's been long. Snap-on has been back in racing since from '81, now back into it in 2025. Will Power made a statement by turning the fastest lap of the week at the NTT IndyCar Sebring testing circuit. Will Power says, "I'm still here. All right, I'm not going anywhere. You might think I'm old. You might not think this." But the Hall of Famer says that he's going to roll on. Power said in a press conference, "I think this could be absolutely competitive for another 5 years. if he wanted. So in other words, everybody sort of scratches, sort of counting Will Power out, but I'm telling you, the boy's got some life left into him. He's definitely going to turn it. Powell turned 44 this past week, is the second oldest full-time driver in the series. Scott Dixon, a little more than 7 months older than the Australian superstar. But while the two top series champions are driving the number 12 Verizon team Penske Chevrolet, went out without winning a pole from last season since 2008, since it's been there. So going to be really wild and crazy to see that. Once again, if you just listen to the article there, Scratch, Chevrolet makes a V8, Ford makes a V8, Toyota makes a V8, Dodge is making a V8. All right. And, of course, any cars moving over, they're moving to Fox starting this year. So no more NBC, and you can pitch them on Fox, FS1, and you can also download the Fox Sports app, okay? Pretty much, we don't have too much going on with F1 because everybody's getting their testing session, so we should have some updates next week for you about who's what. We all know that Lewis Hamilton has moved on from a Mercedes to Ferrari, so not a lot of seat changing around, but we'll get everybody updated next week on that. Segment brought to you by our partners at Atlanta Motorsports Park. For more information, just give them a call. Log on atlantamotorsports.com. They are the country club of motorsports. Scratch, you got a little news about the NHRA, my friend?
Yeah, man. This segment brought to you by our friends at Hammered Harry's Resort, 450 Fremont Street. Open daily 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. www.hammeredharrys.com/Fremont Street. Great food, fun times, and home of the $5 margarita. I'm going to have to come have one of those, I think. Anyway, back to this. Rob Park has been promoted to Senior Director of Field Operations, helping strengthen NHRA's commitment to sportsman racers and its member tracks. Park has been dedicated member of the NHRA for nearly 30 years, bringing a wealth of knowledge. Arby's, the largest sandwich drive-through restaurant brand in the world, has partnered with Rick Ware Racing and will be featured across its teams in the NHRA Mission Foods Drag Racing Series and NASCAR Cup Series. Arby's will be featured on RWR's Clay Milliken-driven Top Fueler in 2 NHRA events, including the sport's biggest, the Cornwell Quality Tools U.S. Nationals, where Milliken and Arby's are the defending event winners. Milliken powered his 11 Arby's Top Fuel dragster to a final round win in last year's U.S. Nationals to take his 7th career NHRA victory. Milliken will debut Arby's 2025 NHRA livery in his home state of Tennessee when he competes in the Thunder Valley Nationals June 6th through 8th at Bristol Dragway. The test session at Gainesville Raceway on March 4th through 5th will be streamed for free on NHRA.tv. The test session leads into this season's opening Amalea Motor Oil NHRA Gator Nationals on March 6th through 9th at the historic facility. This segment brought to you by our friends at Hammer and Harry's Resort, 450 Fremont Street. Open daily at 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Great food, fun times, and home of the $5 margarita.
Yeah, man, they got the margaritas, they got the margarita tequilas, they got the margarita vodkas, they got them all. Hey, racing news from the dirt brought to you by our good friends at the Gene Woods Racing Experience, 450 Fremont Street, Las Vegas' only true indoor drift track. The World of Outlaws gets back into action at Volusia County Park with a doubleheader March 2nd and 3rd. But here are the results from the World of Outlaws late model series that they were running. With 2 decades of dirt late model experience and hundreds of wins on his resume, Jonathan Davenport rarely accomplishes a feat for the first time. But actually he did Saturday night at Volusia County Speedway Park. The Superman scored his first World of Outlaws late model victory in the world's fastest half mile in the Federated Auto Parts Dirt Car National Final. The 12th place starting spot, even that he had the event out for question for most drivers, considering that the track position had been a premium throughout the week, but not for Davenport. The Blanesville, Georgia driver cracked up the top 10 on lap 5, then on the top 5, in the top 5 a dozen laps later, finally scoring it with a big-time win. Drake Troutman, Nick Hoffman, Brandon Overton, and Devin Moran round up your top 5. And, of course, everybody's getting back in action to Volusia County Park, just right up the road from Scratch. just a couple of miles. Racing news from the dirt, brought to you by our good friends at the Gene Woods Racing Experience, 450 Fremont Street, Las Vegas' only true indoor racetrack. Scratch, there you go, man. Well, that's a look at it. Everybody's getting back in action, man. Indy cars back in St. Petersburg coming your way. You got the Dirt Boys running up in Volusia County. NHRA's heading to Gainesville. Shit, I need to be leaving Las Vegas and come to Florida and watch some racing.
We got Supercross, we got flat track racing, we got all that stuff going on down here
you
right
got,
now.
I mean, you got a ton of stuff going on. A ton of stuff.
We like to race. We like to race around here.
Got a message here from Chuck Mills. Chuck's good to see you. It's all back on the air again. Thank you, Chuck. We appreciate that.
Oh,
hey, Scratch.
3 Tiki Bar right there.
Yeah, is that the boy from the Tiki Bar? Yeah.
That's one of them.
All right.
One of them.
I like them Tiki Bar boys down there. Got a couple of minutes. Let's take a last break. Then we'll come back, have final chats, and you get a chance to rant today. I'll let you have it. All right. Okay. Sound
Thank
good?
you, brother. Yes, sir.
All right, we'll do it. We're doing it on Pit Road Racing Thursday edition. Me here, Alan in Las Vegas. Scratch with a K down in the Nutchuck Studios in Daytona Beach, Florida. We're back in 60 seconds. Everybody stand by.
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. Downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is blood, sweat, and tears. This is the loudest party on earth. This is family and tradition. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The Pennzoil 400 returns March 14 through 16. Get your tickets now.
I'm ready for him. Get them tickets, baby. You know what, Scratch? You got a pretty good deal out here, too, man, for the kids, man. $10 tickets for all the kids 12 and under.
That's good.
That's a good deal, buddy. That's a real
All
good deal.
all I keep thinking about every time I see that stuff is that I got to do a wedding. That's all I can. That's all I can. I can't get past that. It's hurtful.
That's okay. Well, you're coming next year. It's all right. All right, my friend, you had a pretty good weekend over there. Well, it started off to be a good weekend because you're racing two different things. You got your car, you had your minivan going. Things were looking good. And then all of a sudden, crap hit the fan. So from this point, I've rant and raved. Well, I'll give you a couple minutes. Go ahead, Scratch. You have the airways. Rant and rave. What happened at the dirt?
All right. Well, it was at Orlando Speed World, which that's a great facility. It's a lot of fun to run over there. I ran Tour Destruction there, which was a top-notch event for sure. But it was just this promotion was called Hell on Wheels at Orlando Speed World, and man, I'll tell you right now, from a driver's perspective, and having man in the seat racing, I had a blast. I had a blast, man, in the seat, racing my car and racing my minivan. I had a blast. But it was a lower budget version of like Tour Destruction. Like most of these things that we run, the Enduro car in and things like that, they don't charge the drivers. They charge the drivers. It costs $45 for the driver to get in. And then at the drivers' meeting, they had said something about who wants, we charge the drivers. Do you want bigger purses, or do you want us to not charge the drivers? But yet their purses are equal to, if not a little bit less, than Tour Destruction, for example, who doesn't charge us to get in. So that was kind of the initial thing that had started. And then us having to provide our own spotter, which is, old school racing or whatever. Most of the time when we run these events, they have transponders. These events didn't have transponders on the cars. So, I understand that some promotions are, again, a little lower budget and don't have that kind of money to do that kind of stuff. But if we had transponders, what I'm going to lead up to here in a minute, probably wouldn't have happened. But anyway, regardless, I had a blast racing my enduro car. It was a really good time. I don't know exactly what I finished, but the car was in one piece, so it was a great time, man. 50 laps in the enduro car. This full contact racing is interesting. And then so I had built the minivan, as we talked about, to do the minivan Supercross, right? So their minivan Supercross, there was about 4 real minivans in it. They didn't have enough minivans, so there was like a full-size van in it, and there was a couple of big SUVs in it, and then there was a couple of the enduro cars in it that they allowed, at the last minute, because they didn't have enough minivans for their minivan Supercross. All right. Nobody really seemed to know what was going on. 1 second after they said they weren't going to have a tech inspection on the cars and a couple other things they weren't going to do, I walked right over, told my guy Gene, and then they started announcing that they were about to have all this stuff. So, that's where I had registered. It just seemed a little bit unorganized. And then the flagpole race, there was no doubt in anybody's mind. My buddy Nick Johnson took the checkered flag, all right, in first by a long shot. And then they said because he didn't do something or go back around the flag, which he had already taken the checkered flag and gone around, and they said he didn't, then that he didn't win. But so if that was the case, if he actually didn't cross the checkered flag that was waving at him, you know what I mean? Then he didn't finish second either. So why he got second, I don't know. But had they had transponders, we wouldn't have had that problem. And then it was supposed to end with a demolition derby, which it didn't end because they only had 2 cars show up for that. So it's just not I just want to say in my evaluation as a driver and somebody who talks racing a lot on here, that they got a little work to do at Hell on Wheels at doing what they do over there. Although, again, in the car, all in all, I had a really good time. And the show was fun to watch, because I like that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
But all in all, they got some work to do over there. And I do feel like they flat cheated my boy. And it didn't seem like anybody really gave a damn about that part. But Orlando Speed World's great. I can't wait to go back to Tour of Destruction April 19th at Speed World. I'm going to hit Citrus County Speedway on March 8th, and on March 22nd, in between the 9th of April and Citrus County, I'm going to go race on the dirt for Tour of Destruction over in Ocala. So we'll see how those are too, man. We'll talk about those. I'm sure they'll be fun. They've been fun so far. Just kind of a sad experience for me as somebody who loves this stuff, that I had this weekend. But again, had a lot of fun racing and watching what all went on.
You're blowing up all over here. I'm just telling you, Chuck Nuffs is chiming in. Chuck's chiming in. Katie's chiming in. Glenn's chiming in.
Well, Katie and Glenn, they were there. So those are people that were there and saw the race. So, it's there's no doubt. There's no doubt. Nick Johnson, 00, C&L Towing, won that flagpole race by a long shot. Period. End of discussion. We got a second place trophy out of it.
Yep. Yeah, everybody's agree. Yeah. I'm looking at the message board right now. They're blowing them up on here, man. So there you go. Hey, you know what's cooking this weekend?
No, you tell me though, because it sounds like it's probably gonna be something good like last week.
All right, I'm telling you. Well, we're heading to Texas. You know that for Coda. We're heading to Texas, right? What's famous down in Texas, Scratch?
Barbecue, isn't it?
Yeah, you got it, man. And you know what we're doing? I got you. We're cooking 12 to 14 ounce New York strips, buddy. I'm telling you. I'm going to tell you, the first time this is where I learned to eat rare meat. I went down the first time to Texas. Hey, man, you got a piece on there? Well, no, he looked at me and says, boy, what are you talking about? We don't cook a hell out of meat down here like that. You're ruining the meat. First time I ever ate a rare steak, and from that point on, I never touched it. I never went back again. So we're cooking them 12 to 14 ounce New York strips. You want to season them overnight, folks. Take a little crushed pepper, a little salt, a little garlic on it. Rub them down real well, put them in a nice baggie. I don't like soaking it. Some people like putting beer on them and wine and stuff like that. No. Just a nice, good seasoning on it, put them in there. Going to have some cream cheese jalapeno poppers too, Scratch, all right? We're going to get the nice jalapenos, buddy. We're going to get them out. We're going to cut them out. We're going to clean them all out, get all the seeds out of there. You get your nice cream cheese, little Worcestershire, little this, little that in there. Worcestershire. Wrap them up. All righty.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And then I always say, take some potato salad along. You know, you can make time to make your own at the house, whatever your favorite brand. I mean, there's probably a gazillion potato salad and macaroni salad recipes around here. And if you want to make it easy, just stop by your local grocer and buy a tub to go. You're going to need a couple of sticks of butter. You're going to need a couple of sweet onions. You're going to need your Caesar shaker, salt, pepper, garlic. Get it. Make sure that you have all of your transport stuff. You got to have your good grill, your silverware, coolers for your drinks and everything else. You got to get the grill nice and hot and lay them steaks on there, buddy. And let them just go to a nice medium rare, medium rare. Don't overcook them. You got your jalapeno poppers. You got yourself some nice macaroni or potato salad there. Coleslaw, if you even want to take that. It's making it easy, folks. That's what I mean. Now, I see people scratch. I see people at some of these tailgates. I mean, they've got burner stoves there. Let's make it easy. You just need a good, simple grill, some good charcoal there. If you want to take the gas job, okay. But you get you some nice New York strips. You get your jalapeno poppers.
In the case of the tiki bar, you find somebody not drunk enough, somebody not too drunk to come over and cook it.
There you go.
That's the problem we have. We'd have all that stuff and then nobody would cook it because everybody's been drinking all day, and I'm not much of a cook. I don't day drink, but just saying.
Anyhow, that's it. You got to have a cooler full of ice cold drinks, beers, whatever it might be. Let me look. I got another comment that came in. Oh my goodness, Gene's getting hungry.
Right. So am I.
No, I'm telling you.
You're making me hungry. This has been a show that made me sad that I'm not going to be able to come to the Vegas race and hungry all at the same time.
Yeah, I really
thanks, Alan. I appreciate you.
That's what's cooking for today.
Yeah, man.
Hey, just to let you know, Scratch, we're booked up. We're hitting the road March 6th. That's coming up next week. We're going to be at the NASCAR press luncheon over there. 14th is 14th. We're going to be on the 14th, 15th, and 16th. We'll be at the big track. April 12th, we're going to be at the NASCAR press luncheon, the NHRA press luncheon. April 11th, we're going to be out there for 4 wide, first round. On the 12th, we're heading down to Costa Mesa. We're opening up Speedway Motorcycle Jack Milne Cup down there. 55 years of racing down there. We're going down to check it out. Then we're coming back Saturday on the 13th of April to cover the NHRA finals. October 11th, we're back out on the road again for NASCAR weekend. Now, listen to this, Scratch. Here's who we got coming up. Diane has been booking, buddy. You get your pad, get your paper, because here we go.
I'm excited.
Coming up next week, Alex Bowman, driver of the number 48 Ally Chevrolet from Hendrick Motorsports. We will have Alex Bowman on this show.
Alex Bowman.
That is right. And also, we're going back racing around the country. We're going, I believe, to New York and to Carolina. Brendan Raymond is going to be on. Craig Brackington is going to be with us. Coming up on the 13th, Kyle Larson will join this program. Are you ready?
That's cool.
March 14th, we'll be at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The entire Nice Motorsports NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series drivers, Ross Chastain, Bailey Curry, and Caden Honeycutt, Scratch, will be joining us.
Yeah, man.
On the 14th,
exciting.
On the 15th, that's going to be that'll be there on the 15th. That's Saturday. We'll be live at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Cope Family Racing Team, including the 1995 Daytona 500 champion Derek Cope, will join us, along with his driver currently sitting in 12th in the points. Leland Honeyman will join us.
That's cool.
All righty. Then on the 16th, we'll have a special live from the track, Pennzoil 400, presented by Jiffy Lube. Check this out. On March 20th, we've got Dr. Angie Thornton. Scratch, she's a race car driver neurologist. She's going to talk about athletics and racing protocols, concussions, things about we now get our kids, our family, our racing people. You out there, you got to get them suited up right. You got to get them good helmets on them, folks. No slacking on the gear.
No, not when it comes to safety.
Dr. Angie joins us on March 20th. On March 27th, Mickey Gentile will join us racing around the country. She's got us packed up, buddy.
It's great.
You liking this? We're going then?
I'm loving it. She also said I was crazy, though. Remember, she was talking about my enduro car.
Yeah, she thinks you are crazy.
I am a little crazy. I apologize.
She's been with me for 23, going on 24 years. Well, I'm about half crazy too, so you know.
Yes, she knows crazy when she sees it. That's for sure.
Just got to deal with the two of us.
Yeah, man. Well, you know.
Any thoughts this weekend? All right, you already. You know what? Go ahead. You play. You're going with you're going with SVG, right?
Yes, I believe. I feel. You know. I might just be coming off the love of the interview. You know, having him on. But I mean, I am a big fan of his. I said that then. I was like, you know, you come into NASCAR and win your first start. I don't care where it's at. I mean, you got my respect, man. And I've kind of been rooting on him ever since. So, yeah, anytime he's at a road course, man, I feel really good about him. So, especially a place like COTA. So, yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm going with him. I'm going with him to win it.
Man,
what do you think?
Well, I don't want to take the same guy that you took, so I'm going to think a second here.
You can, though, if that's who you think's really going to win.
No, I mean, he's going to be tough to beat there. He does. I'll tell you who else, if he's in, I'll tell you who else you better watch out. Better watch out for the Dinger. AJ.
Yeah, he's always good on road courses.
Dinger is tough on the road courses. Hey, I want to say hi to Bobby G out there. Bobby G's getting hungry, too.
I'm sure he is.
He tagged in. We got people watching the show. They're commenting. Thanks. We appreciate it, guys. Thanks for joining us. Any comments, man? Any final comments? So you're gonna go with SVG. I'm gonna take the Dinger this week, man.
All right.
I'll take the Dinger.
You know what? I would almost feel like they'll go 1-2 either way. That's what I almost feel like when you say him, and I'm thinking about it, I'm like, they could go 1-2 for real.
Bobby G's giving you a little rant back there. He said, "Oh, SVG on a road course, not a real tough pick, Scratch."
That's all right.
Way to hang in there, Bobby. Way to hang in there, Bobby. We appreciate it, buddy.
Bobby wants me to build him a race car too.
Is it Bobby wants you to build him a race car?
Hey, it's like the flu, man. It goes around fast when people get around this stuff, man. So I'm excited about that. But yes, SVG at a road course. I picked. So what?
There you go.
I'm not here to go out on a stretch. I'm just here to pick who I think is going to win.
There you go. We appreciate the comments. Everybody's liking it. Good show. Oh, wait a second. Glenn said, how about Juan Pablo Montoya?
That's funny.
Well, I guess you can keep him out of the damn wrecker, out of the fire truck and smashing into that.
That's really funny.
Wasn't he the guy that did that in Daytona, wasn't it? Didn't that happen in Daytona?
Yeah, and that's when Glenn, who just commented that, got the nickname Juan Pablo Montoya because he looks like him.
All right, I guess we'll quit throwing people underneath them.
Don't feed into him, Alan. Don't. It's the Tiki Bar gone wild. It's the Tiki Bar takeover, man. Run while we got the chance.
You get out of town, huh?
Yeah, let's get out while we can.
All right. We'll get out of town. Okay, Bowman and the racing around the country, guys. Next Thursday, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. And if we run a little long, we run a little long. If you want to be, you'd like to be part of the program, let me say, Diamond wanted me to get this out. If you'd like to be part of Race Around the Country, that's where we feature the local fives, okay? Whether you're driving the dirt, you're driving asphalt, whether you're running a stock car, you're running a drag car, it doesn't make a difference to us, okay? If you'd like to be a guest on the show, it's real easy. Just reach out to Diane Fox at onpitroadracing@gmail.com, okay? Or you can give her a phone call at 702-803-0875. But, folks, do not call before 9 o'clock Pacific time. Getting somebody call us at 5:30.
Especially if you're calling me, because that's like 6.
Well, this person didn't realize this person was on the East Coast and called us 5:30 here. It was 9:30 back there or whatever, 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning back there. I said, no, we're not out of bed yet.
I'm confused. I don't remember how.
Well, anyhow. Yeah, I don't know. They're talking about getting rid of the daylight savings time here. Big thing coming up, I guess, for it. I don't know.
That might be even weirder. I don't know.
Want to thank Gene Woods Racing Experience, the Woods Family Sandwiches, the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, Las Vegas Motor Speedway, our friends at Atlanta Motorsports Park, and Hammer and Harry's. You know what, Scratch? I think I'll head over and have a margarita.
Oh, come on.
I'll get you now. You can't get him to racing. He ain't get no steak dinner. He ain't get no steak dinner. No, none of that. So, all right. All righty. Well, I'll tell you what, man. Any final comments before we get out of here? Before I call for John?
Man, I'm going to go race my junk. I'm going to go race my junk on March 8th at Citrus County Speedway.
Okay.
That's my final comment. Check me out at comedyfromscratch.com. Thank you.
There you go. You catch it all.
Always a pleasure, my man.
Always a good time, my friend. I'm going to call for John. You have yourself a good day. Alan, go ahead.
Oh, I was saying next week. I'll see you next week.
We'll be here. Alex Bum will be our special guest and racing around the country too. You got it. I'm calling for John. Here he comes. On the hand of scratch of the day down at Daytona Beach, Alan Michaels here in Las Vegas. Executive producer, Miss Diane Fox, back at headquarters on Pit Road Racing. Thursday edition for you. Back next week, Alex Bowman, our special guest, and we'll go racing around the country too. All the news, notes, and information for you. Have a good weekend. Enjoy COTA, everybody. Don, bring us home, buddy.
Thanks for joining us for On Pit Road Racing. Follow us on our website, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at On Pit Road Racing. On Pit Road Racing is written and produced by WCOBN TV. I'm John the Announcer for On Pit Road Racing.